Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Nevolution Nerd. All right, this episode I'm going to do a season review over House of the Dragon season 3. This was a short season. Tired of these short seasons, to be honest. They don't get enough done. They don't have enough time to get all the storylines written and done properly, in my view. But I mean, we got what we got. We got 8 episodes. I did enjoy it. I mean, we'll get into it a little bit more, but yep, get into the intro. All right, yeah, that was a crazy finale. I was trying to wait for my wife to do a review with me. That's why it's taking a couple days. But man, I should have learned my lesson by now. Just do it by myself, just easier. But she did enjoy it too. She really likes this series. I'm trying to think how I have this in the pecking order. I loved season 1. Season 2 was still really good to me. I know a lot of people really didn't like it. I've noticed, especially the avid book readers and the people who are really hardcore into the source material, they really didn't like, especially these last 2 seasons. I think general audiences though really liked it, and people like me that haven't read Fire and Blood haven't really. I mean, I've read the other Game of Thrones books, so I mean, even the Game of Thrones show was different. So I don't know. People just like to complain. People are never happy or satisfied, but I really did enjoy this season. Um, Rhaenyra is going down her dark path. I don't know if people are calling her Vader. I don't know why. Or Anakin. But yeah, Rhaenyra is on her fall. She's going down a dark path that she can't turn from. She's finally seeking vengeance and doing what she probably should have done last season. Yeah, I will admit, I mean, last season didn't go the way I expected it to. The way season 1 ended with her son dying, I thought she was going to come out and try to kill everybody, but I guess next season is when she's going to try to kill everybody. I mean, she's trying to do her best to not kill everybody at one time, burn everybody, and do it more diplomatically and go by the rules, but nobody else is going by the rules, so I guess she's like, well, at this point, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go off, but she didn't do too much this episode besides declaring herself queen. She finds out that Aegon is still alive, which last episode. I'm just doing a season overview. Probably should have done it episode by episode, but it's just hard to get the time to do it on Sunday nights. So I'm kind of gonna be jumping back and forth. The end of episode 7 was pretty epic. The way the Sunfire showed up with Aegon, I had a feeling the whole time that he was gonna show up. I said that um they're probably going to get to a point where they were going to die or he was about to get killed or something was going to happen and the dragon was going to show up. So, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people predicted that, but it did come true. Rhaenyra finally talked to her son. So we got to see her in the car. She finally talked to her kid. I have a bunch of names written down. I'm just going to do a little overview of them. But if I think of other things, I'm gonna say it as it comes into my head. Damon has been he's been loyal. Damon is not a good character. I don't like him as a person, but you can't take away the fact that he's loyal. He's down for her. He's been the one that's been in her corner the whole time. He's courageous. He's brave. Like he's down to fight. He's down to do whatever. So I'll give Damon credit for that, and I'll give him credit that he's trying to do better. It seems like with his kids, it seems like he's truly remorseful for not being a dad to them, to not being there in their lives, especially with, I think it was, is it Beta? No, it's Raina who has Sheep Stealer. When he hunts her down, he's like, I'm sorry, basically. He's like, I'll do better. Come with me, and we'll try to, I guess, apologize to Rhaenyra and try to make it better. So it seems like he's trying to do better this season. The finale war, the Siege of Tumbleton, was really good. I enjoyed it. People are saying that there's supposed to be 2 parts to it, so maybe we'll get part 2 in the beginning of next season. I can't believe the last season's already here. I wish they would extend it. I wish there was a way they can make 2 more seasons at least of 10 episodes, please. Stop making 8 episode seasons. It's ridiculous. You can't get everything done. It's dumb. I don't enjoy it. It goes way too fast. It's already over. Now we gotta wait 2 more years for this. So it's very frustrating, to be honest. But I really enjoyed Tommy Flanagan's character. I enjoyed the Starks when he God stabbed him up the butt. Oh my god, that was crazy. What a way to go. And he was just happy to die when the dragon burned them all. They're like, oh, we got through the gate and we're still alive. Oh, they were like sad about still being alive. That's crazy. But yeah, I really enjoyed him. People in the North. He's awesome. Sons of Anarchy, of course. Let me see. Who else was with him? The other Lord. Oscar Tully ended up being, I mean, he didn't do much. He was like leading the armies. So we'll see what happens to him in the future. If he sticks with Rhaenyra, I mean, he probably will, but we'll see what happens with him at the armies, how decimated the armies are now that stupid God, Ulf turned on them, which, I mean, we still kind of saw that coming. I kind of got spoiled. People were talking about the books and everything that Ulf and actually Hugh actually both turn on them. So I don't know if Hugh's going to turn. We'll see. I mean, his wife did die, but I mean, it wasn't because of Damon or the dragons on their side doing it. It was because of Ulf turning. So I don't know if Hugh's going to turn on them. We'll see. I really like Hugh the Hammer. That's an awesome name. He's probably got the best name in the show. But his wife did die. His wife did get killed. So we'll see what Hugh the Hammer does. Yeah, and Ulf is just a big bag of crap. Can't wait for him to die and get killed. And hopefully a spectacular way. He's just a terrible character. He's just useless. Can't stand him. But Alicent this season was more just she was a prisoner. She was in the castle. She was just more like worrying about escaping with her daughter, Helena. So she didn't do too much until the end of the season whenever um she went to kill Aemon. And of course she failed. And she gets away at the end. I don't know. She didn't really have much to do, just trying to escape the castle, and she saw her dad beheaded. But she did keep her word in the beginning of the season to get everybody out of the way and for everybody to lay down arms for Rhaenyra to come to the castle pretty much peacefully without any resistance and take her throne. So I mean Allison did do her job on that part. So I guess give her kudos for that. I was really sad about Helena's ending. That she killed herself. She pulled a Tommen. She was like, she's basically the most purest and good person, I'd say, in this show. I mean, she hasn't really done anything wrong the whole series. She's, I wouldn't say she's simple. Some people say she's simple, but she is a green seer. She is a dreamer. She has visions and they come true. So people need to pay attention to her. A lot of people think she's crazy and weird, but she ends up having powers to see the future. And so I really did like her character. Sad the way she ended and she killed the baby. So she didn't want to take the birth control to kill the baby, but now she just wants to kill herself and kill the baby. So I didn't like that. Maybe you could have waited until the baby was born, but I guess since Aegon's back and Massaria told her that she's never going to leave, her baby's going to be used as a hostage, or um, I guess she changed her mind. But yeah, I know she does die in the books, somewhat like that, I think, but I was sad for her. I wish she could have survived. Let me see. Yeah, basically, Aemon, this was his triumphant return. I guess next season is going to be him trying to reclaim the Iron Throne. And he had a pretty, I guess, interesting season. It was mainly him and Laris trying to find their way to safety, trying to find their way. Uh, so I guess he could regroup and maybe get his armies back. But I actually did enjoy him and I actually did enjoy them together. It seemed that one episode when they found Sunfire and he was like, he's alive. I was like, I guarantee he's alive because a lot of people did point out that when we saw the other dragon that it was pretty much decaying and it was rotting and it was pretty much dead. And Sunfire didn't look like it was dead. It looked like it was still preserved. So that led to speculation that he's probably still alive. I think I said it wrong. Did I say the wrong name? Aemon? Aegon? Yeah, I did say it wrong. Aegon. Aemon is the one I saw. Sorry about that. Aegon, his journey with Laris Strong was, like I said, pretty interesting. His character didn't grow on me because he's still a big piece of crap, but I guess it was one of the more interesting storylines through this, wondering how he was gonna survive, and he kept trying to want to tell everybody he was king, and they did find out eventually. But like I said, episode 7 was really good when he was like, "Behold me," and he finally let everybody know he was alive and everything. So I did enjoy that, and I love the part whenever Laris tells him, "All you've done is whine, complain. You're a terrible person. You are a terrible king." But he's still serving him. He's still like, I mean, you still have a chance to grow. You still have a chance to change. So I did appreciate the fact that he did tell him the truth. He stood up to him because he was complaining, and he was like, you've had you've had everything handed to you your whole life. You didn't even want to be king, but you were still crowned as king. You've had all the advantages of everything, and you just squandered it. You haven't taken advantage of it. So I did love that episode and that part. Eamon this season got the Damon treatment from last season, where he was basically just stuck at the tower. He was stuck with Alice Rivers, the witch lady, basically. She's the lady of the water. Come to find out that she was the, I guess, wife of um, the king of Harrenhal, and she tried to preserve her son when the dragon came and burned it. And she ended up finding magic and all this stuff, and then her son still died, but her price to pay was to live, I guess, to live forever. She's immortal basically, unless she dies. I don't know if she can actually die of old age, or she just has to be killed somehow. But we did find that out, and we have no idea where his dragon is. I just blanked on the dragon's name, but the flying dinosaur brontosaurus in the sky. No idea where he is, and he literally died 2 times this season. He died when he got stabbed in the back, and then he died when he was poisoned by his mom. And there was some weird stuff going on with mommy and son stuff, but not gonna get into that. But basically, the end was Aegon confronting him, and Aemon is a changed man. It seems like he's been humbled a lot. He's changed. He seems like he's truly remorseful for what he did, trying to kill his brother, and so I guess the brother's gonna team back up for next season, and we're gonna see how that goes. Uh, Kristen Cole got a pretty bad death. I mean, he wanted to go out in glory, but he ended up just getting shot 3 times with the arrow. But I'm not gonna cover him too much. But he was just leading everybody to the slaughter. He just wanted to die. He was like, "Life has no purpose. It's over. I'm the greatest warrior. I'm just gonna go down fighting," which he did. So basically, not much on Kristen Cole. I'm gonna get to Ormond last. I think he's the big bad. Massaria at the end. Everybody hated her character. Everybody I've listened to did not like her character. She was fine to me. She was in Rhaenyra's ear, trying to gain favor, trying to turn her against Daemon. So, but it didn't work. She ended up getting kicked out at the end, but she ended up staying, which I don't know why. Why are you gonna stay there? You don't have nothing there for you. You got sent away with gold and servants. I would have just taken it. I don't know what she's gonna do there in the city. I guess it's her being spiteful. She's gonna probably try to turn everybody against Rhaenyra, so that's probably her plan. The sisters didn't have too much to do. We saw Lena just basically just in a cave all season. She was regretting. I mean, I don't even think she really did anything wrong. It was basically the dragon she did. She didn't purposely go there to kill um what's her name's Rhaenyra's son. Uh, she just came because she was literally trying to help, and just sheep stealer just started going off on everybody. But it wasn't her intentions to for what happened. And I guess should talk about that a little bit. I totally forgot that was the beginning of the season was her son dying, the Battle of the Gullet, and him getting killed in the water was pretty bad. But they said, yeah, there was a couple of really good battles. Battle of the Gullet was really good. And then this last episode with Tumbleton. So there was a lot of good battle scenes, a lot of cool dragon fights. I don't know how they're gonna fit all this stuff in the next season. How are they gonna fit all these dragon fights? I don't know exactly who dies, but I know a lot of people are supposed to die. Basically, everybody almost is supposed to die. So I don't know how they're gonna jam all this. Please God, have at least 10 episodes, 8 episodes. I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's just not gonna make sense how it's gonna work. But Reyna with Sheep Stealer was basically her whole arc, and she comes back at the end, and her sister is like, "You can be made whole," which is Lena, right? I think Lena was her sister, and so yeah, Lena. Which one was Bela? I'm just looking through my notes. I'm trying to remember who Bela is. Let me look for a second. Which character is Bela? Because I do not remember. Did I mention it was Tywin Lannister, right? Did I put Tywin on here? I put Jason. Okay, it was Tywin Lannister who was the one who survived and who helped Aegon at the very end. It was pretty cool when he actually stuck with him. He was willing to die for him. So I put Jason on here, but it's actually Tywin because I think because he was in the Battle of the Gold and he got knocked over, but he survived. But I'm trying to remember. I do know who Bela is. I just need to see her face because I can't just right now just sitting here thinking about it. Can't remember who Bela was. I'm sorry, Bela is the older sister. So I should have wrote that down. Bela is the one who found her and brought her back. She's like, "You can be made whole," and then Jaharis is the one who is the older son, right? It's just so many freaking names to remember. Yeah, Jacaerys is the one who died. He was the one who was supposed to take over, so his death was sad. I didn't really know because I've been trying to avoid spoilers, so I didn't know he was gonna die like that. But I already talked about Alice Rivers, right? Lady of the Water, Corliss. He's so honorable, and he's literally stuck with Rhaenyra this whole time. And then for her not to acknowledge her sons and make them Target or not Targaryens, but um, to legitimize them, you know, was wrong on her part. Her whole mistakes this season have been not promoting the people who are actually on your side, keeping the people who are on your side and taking care of them. She's trying to just worry about Damon and revenge, which the people who are actually loyal to you and on your side, you need to be, good to them. You need to be, lifting them up and kind of giving them what they want because they're the ones who are fighting for you and, really helping you out. So Corliss, because even at the end, they were trying to get him to turn, but he's been loyal this whole time. I did mention Tyler, and I like the fact that he stuck with Aegon. He wasn't a coward. He was willing to die with him against the whole army, and he still knows where the gold's at. I don't know if he's ever going to tell anybody where the gold is at. I already talked about Bela. Bela had a weird thing where she was kind of flirting with Adam, but then she ended up kissing uh, Alan. So I don't know if there's going to be a triangle here going on with those three. I really don't know. But I said Adam didn't have too much to do besides flying around with this dragon with Bela the whole season. So he didn't have too much to do. Alan was good. He was basically taking over for Corliss. Corliss left at one point. He got frustrated after she didn't legitimize his sons, and he had him take over as hand of the queen. So he's really stepped up with the armies and everything. So he's becoming a real leader, taking over for his father. So I do like the brothers, but Alan has stepped up a little bit more. Otto, the beginning of this season, died. They found him in the cell. He got beheaded. And like I said, I didn't mention it was episode, what, 2 or 3, whenever Rhaenyra finally got fed up and took over the castle and became queen, basically. So Otto's dead. I do like Gwaine. I didn't think I was going to like Gwaine, but I did think he ended up being a really good character. He was with what's his name, Darren Hightower. He ended up trying to save him at the end because Darren kept wanting. Seems like Darren, he's very brave. He didn't want to just be a coward and not fight. He wanted to fight and protect the city, and because the people were basically fighting for him. So he's a new character. We'll see what happens next season with him. They're trying to make him king. He really didn't want to, but he's kind of forced into it by Ormond, which basically Ormond is the big bad in this whole season, and he had a pretty good ending to his character. He's a big piece of crap, but I mean, he died at the end. He got kind of what he deserved, so it kind of is what it is. If I think of anything else, I'll do another do another video if anybody comments or says something I need to cover. But I'm just kind of just doing a quick overview of this season. Video's getting kind of long anyway, so they all kind of ended there. I did enjoy this season. I had to kind of think about if I like it more than season two. It probably is better than season two, but season one is definitely my favorite. So yeah, just let me know what y'all think. Like, subscribe, bell notifications, and see you in the next one. Bye. Somebody knocking?